Community.
Diversity.
Innovation. Choice. It's all here in your neighborhood. And we're excited to show you around on School Zone Dallas.
Your inside look at the top schools and opportunities at Dallas ISD.
Thanks for tuning in to School Zone Dallas, your up-close look at the choices and opportunities in Dallas ISD. I'm DeTore.
And I'm Maggie, and we're coming to you from the newly renovated Thomas Jefferson campus.
And we're excited to show you how Dallas ISD is changing the game for students all over the city through innovative programs and initiatives.
We will meet students, teachers, mentors, and community advocates. Those are the people who make programs like this possible, and you will get a first-hand look at how Dallas ISD is a district of innovation. Albert Einstein once said, the only thing you absolutely have to know is the location of the library.
Yes, but today in the 21st century, libraries have a radically different look. Science and technology have changed the game, and our modern world demands innovation.
So what is Dallas ISD doing to ensure that we have access to the best resources? Well, let's take a look at their new library redesign initiative, aka Project READ. This initiative is transforming our traditional libraries into new dynamic spaces that encourage curiosity and passion.
Wow, cool. So the library is no longer just a place for books? It has evolved into an innovative hub that nurtures diverse skills and interests?
Dallas ISD leads the way in preparing students like us to be more than just readers. We are encouraged to use cutting-edge technology to be the authors and creators of our own stories.
That's where it's at. Let's take a look.
The library has literally done a 180. At first, this really was a space just for kids to come and sit down and read. There wasn't anything in here for them until Project READ came.
Project READ actually is an acronym. R stands for research, E for exploration, A, application, and D, design. What the district has done and is doing is renovating libraries for the 21st century learner.
Project READ is an enhancement. We are not in any way taking away what we know to be true and love about traditional libraries. We are giving kids access to things they might not have access to otherwise.
Project READ takes what we already have in our libraries, which is a focus on literacy, and expands it to include cutting-edge technology, to include collaborative spaces, to include real-world exploration, application, design.
Traditionally, the library has been considered as a place for books. It's the place where all the books are kept. We didn't do away with the books. We still have the books. They are not going anywhere. But we just added to our book collection. We've added different technology. We've added spatial seating arrangements that are very unique and flexible. We can do 3D. We do virtual reality. We pull out the Lego blocks. We do merge cubes. We do coding, audio visual, and it brings forth the opportunity for the students to be able to look in some areas that they may not have access to.
I would define the 21st century library as more of a hub or a lab for information literacy.
And so what the library does that necessarily a classroom can't do is provide additional resources, not only to find different ways to find the information, but also different ways to present the information. Now kids can 3D print their final product. They can make a video. They can do a newscast. And so we are preparing kids for jobs and opportunities that are ever changing.
We want to make sure that we equip our students with the resources that they need to really be competitive as they get older. It's not just about the things that we provide for them, but it's also the learning process. How are these resources used? How can they be used to communicate and to share your ideas in a manner that's responsible and that's ethical?
We're adding opportunities to learn about more technology skills, asking students to be creators with technology rather than just consumers of technology.
And this time, students are so caught up in their phone and just them in the phone, they forget that having those meaningful conversations and working together are life skills that they need to be productive.
The kids are loving the space so much that they own it now, and they feel like it's their space instead of just an older library with a bunch of tables and shelves.
Every day, we are curating learning experiences with our students. I don't want anybody sitting on the side. I want to be able to include every student who walks in that door with an opportunity to learn.
If I can just give them that basic information to get started, then they are so excited to even go different places and to create these products that are well beyond what I had planned for them to create.
In this library, we edit, we create, we direct announcements, commercials, and it's so cool. And these students get an opportunity to have an outlet they would have not normally had. Our band kids actually have podcasts, which I think is amazing. These kids record every week at a podcast station. And to hear one of my athletes, a football player, talk about, man, did you hear the band podcast? Wait a minute, you listen to the band podcast? And so it's changing the roles of what students see each other here on our campus. And I think that's powerful.
I'm in the band. I actually play flute, and the main reason I think we started the podcast was to let other students know what the band has achieved. It's important to have these opportunities because sometimes people don't have access to this type of stuff at home. The moment someone walks into the library, they have intellectual freedom.
So what the library can do is it can enrich what they're already doing in the classroom. It's a safe place to fail, and realizing that the learning is in the process and sometimes the learning is in the failure. They can go anywhere. The library has become a window, a gateway, a door to the world.
My kids have come in here and literally have told me, we don't know what we would do without this library.
This project here has transformed our campus, and we are grateful and we're better because of it. Students are excited to just be in this space. It's a place where I can go and explore and learn who I am as an individual and what I can do in this world.
I love that students have access to 3D printers
And video broadcasting equipment.
With opportunities like that, it won't be long before our very own students are producing future episodes of School Zone Dallas.
For sure, when you learn innovative skills early on, they translate into opportunities later. The sky is the limit, and Dallas ISD is dedicated to providing so many early opportunities to our students to make sure that they have access to every path and every door, everything they need for a brighter tomorrow.
Meet our little explorers ready for an amazing day of learning and fun. PreK is critical for helping students learn important skills that can impact their entire educational journey. Children enjoy age-appropriate learning activities that will build their knowledge in reading, math, and social skills. Attending PreK increases your child's chance to excel and succeed, better preparing them for kindergarten and beyond, giving them a higher chance of graduating high school and college. So why wait? Give your child the advantage they deserve, because every day counts when it comes to your child's future.
Do you ever think about what it's like to build a better tomorrow?
All the time.
Well, one way to get there is to support students who have a passion for the natural world. Dallas ISD has an agriculture, food, and natural resource career cluster.
I know this program. It's about nurturing our planet while embracing our innovative ways to meet our ever-changing needs for the environment.
And introducing students into the career paths that play a role in preserving the world for the future.
That's right. There's a wide range of careers available to students in this program of study. Think farmers, ranchers, geologists, conservationists, and even florists. The program also includes modern agricultural careers like wind energy technicians, solar energy experts, and professionals in oil and gas production.
Well, let's get ready to be inspired by the incredible work happening with Dallas ISD's Agriculture, Food, and Natural Resources Career Cluster. Check this out.
If the public would come to Seagoville High School, they would be pleasantly surprised to know that we have an actual welding lab, that we have an actual functioning veterinarian lab, that we have 2 greenhouses, that we have 2 functioning barns with animals.
My name is Dustin Gant. I'm an agricultural science teacher at Seagoville High School. People would probably be amazed at the things that our students can build. Right now, I'm actually sitting on a project that Students constructed themselves. You know, they did all the fabrication, all the cutting, all the design. They wired this trailer, and now tomorrow they're taking it to exhibit it at a statewide competition at the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo.
I joined this program because I have family members who are like welders, and I saw this class as a great opportunity to do something I like. I came in here not knowing a lot about welding, like I wasn't really good at it, but I caught up to it really quick thanks to my teachers because they would correct me, you know, and I got certified. Since my first year here, I did a 18-foot double-sided gate, and I built the trailer this year.
In the veterinary pathway, we don't just service dogs and cats or little small animals. We also service large animals and farm animals. And we do have a 50-acre farm facility here at Seagoville that we are very fortunate to have because we are the only district in the state of Texas that has a farm facility of such size. And it allows our students to be able to see a very broad spectrum of the veterinary field. Also getting the hands-on everyday experience with their animals in halter breaking. They bathe every day, they clean every day, they're feeding every day, and they are learning how to be responsible for a life that's solely dependent upon them.
This is the only ag program in Dallas ISD, and so the ag program is one of the most vibrant programs. We incorporate a lot of math, a lot of science. I know our principal came in for one of my lessons and was just amazed that we were talking about genotypes and phenotypes and breeding horses and kind of how those things interact.
In the animal science program, we are striving to obtain the CVAs for these students so they will graduate with a certified veterinary assistantship. So this will actually get them into a veterinarian office and working under a vet.
The program that we have here at Seagoville High School is very innovative and very important for our future. We want kids to think outside of just the classroom, and so bringing the real world into the classroom, exposing the students, make the connection to the world.
The jobs are out there, and there's not people to fill them. According to the American Welding Society, by 2026, we're gonna be short over 300,000 welders to keep up with demands and our growing infrastructure. So these students, they can graduate and they'll be there to fill those needs. There's gonna be a job for them to go to, and it's going to be able to provide for them, take them new places.
There are hundreds and hundreds of avenues these kids can go with this program. You know, if you're into sports, you can go into equine sports. You know, we have horse racing. If you're into photography, there's money to be made in equine photography. Architecture. So we did a barn design project towards the end of the class. I had one group that actually took their barn and built it on Minecraft. And then they kind of took the class through virtually their equine facility, their barn setup.
They look forward to the hands-on because then they get to apply what we've been going over in our classroom.
My favorite part of the course is working with the heifers and to show them at the shows because it gives me a lot of experience and seeing little new things.
My favorite part about this class is working with my hands because it's like you can really use your imagination to like build stuff here. After I graduate, I want to become a pipeliner welder or infrastructure welder because there's a lot of jobs open and like you get paid really good and you get to travel a lot and it's something I like to do. The teachers are like, they're probably my coolest teachers, to be honest.
Animals are a really, really nice way for those students to kind of get their mind off of school or whatever may be going on and just be in the moment for a minute and care for another life that's not them. Taking them and letting them experience some of those things are the things that they remember, and they always remember. And they always come back with a memory of, hey, Miss Galloway, do you remember when? And I'm like, I do. That definitely fills the tank every year. It's the reason why I do what I do.
Talk about options and opportunities. I love that these students are getting support for their passion for nature.
And it's not just the AF&R cluster. In Dallas ISD, we all have access to nature.
That's right, the great outdoors are just around the corner. Just a short bus ride away. Wide open spaces, here we come.
Dallas ISD is bringing the great outdoors close to home for students across the city, thanks to the STEM Environmental Education Center. This one-of-a-kind 500-acre interactive learning center has it all, from nature trails and live animals to an observatory and planetarium for stargazing, and so much more. The Environmental Education Center also has a working barn with livestock and a vegetable, herb, and flower garden for students who have a passion for food science and agriculture. The center's instructional programs give students the opportunity to explore the grasslands, prairies, and forests, where nature can be seen and felt firsthand, while experienced STEM teachers and naturalists help conduct field investigations and guide students through scientific phenomena. Located in Segoville, this amazing opportunity is open to all students through their local neighborhood schools. It's all just a short bus ride away. Visit dallasisd.org/EEC for more information on how Dallas ISD supports students who have a passion for science and nature.
Choice is at the center of all of Dallas ISD's offerings, empowering students to turn their options into opportunities. Prime example of this is Marsh Preparatory Academy, where students have an opportunity to choose their own path.
That's right, they've created the Marsh Business Academy, a program that allows middle school students to explore various technology courses that will equip them with practical knowledge and skills.
Technology? You mean like coding or robotics programming?
Yes, the Marsh Business Academy prepares students who have an interest in technology to play, work, and lead in the ever-evolving digital landscape. Well, it sounds like if you're looking for a school that goes beyond traditional education and prepares you for success, look no further than Marsh.
The Marsh Business Academy is a collaboration between Marsh Middle School and W.T. White's BTech Academy. The main goal is to expose our kids to what they're going to need in not only life after high school, as far as college, but also we cover a lot of the things like budgeting, what is savings, what is credit, what is a 401.
Students are learning technology skills, presentation software, marketing, finance, budgeting, things like that. And then in college and career readiness, students learn a lot of soft skills and 21st century skills that they need to be successful. Communication, collaboration, time management.
In the Business Academy, we work all together, financing money, knowing how to work with the money, and doing your own company, being your own boss, and also working all together as a team.
In my STEM class, we're working with laser machines that create signs, and we created signs for the campus, and I feel it makes a big impact in the school for students that are new or visitors that come in here, and I feel that helps them.
We want to give them an opportunity to explore. So we have a lot of programs here. Business Academy is just one of them, where they can try it and they can see when they're 11, 12, 13, 14 years old, hey, is this something I like? They see like a trajectory for their future that we're setting them up here. The kids really love working in the market. They're like knocking at the door, writing me emails all the time to want to work in the market, and that's technically not a class. It's an advisory period where they serve the school.
This is the Matador Market. This room kind of purposes as our school store, and we sell like school merch, school uniforms, fun things for kids, snacks, things like that, so that we can fundraise for activities and our academies at Marsh. And then they learn how to do inventory, they learn soft skills, communication, collaboration, things like that, and then just some overall business skills like how to make a transaction, how to track inventory.
We've been on some amazing field trips. Last semester, one of the opportunities we had is we took a group of MBA students to Corrigan Architecture Firm downtown. Not only did the building blow me away, but the kids were so excited. There was literal screaming. We had to calm them down before we walked in the doors. They were exposed to careers that they didn't know were even possibilities.
They get to meet the people that work there. This is super important for kids to see people that look like them serving and working, and that helps them dream like, hey, when I grow up, I also can be the manager or the owner of this place.
My teacher told me that we got all of this equipment from the All-State Foundation and from the DEF, and I'm very grateful for that.
The mission of the Dallas Education Foundation is to inspire community investment to accelerate student success. And when you see that mission being lived out on a campus and implemented through the principal, it really is impactful to our donors and other donor partners out there. A lot of folks talk about student voice and youth empowerment, but unless it's put into action, it really is just words. And unfortunately, what happens a lot is that the middle school years, that's not where we focus on youth empowerment. And Principal Duke absolutely saw something different in that. She knows that if she can empower her students in the middle school years, that really sets them up for success in the high school years. Her students have really focused on entrepreneurship, and these are skills that we don't often teach in the classroom, and so we have to find opportunities for our kids to build those skills. They've created a market within the school, which we helped fund, not just through the All-State Foundation, but another grant fund that we had as well. And I'm just really excited about how the students have really picked this up, taken accountability, taken responsibility, and really helped this whole effort move forward.
I think the MBA Academy really helps foster a sense of engagement, a sense of community, and really helps students kind of learn what their interests are early so that hopefully they can take that into high school and kind of find where they fit in. Things that make me the most excited, I think, are seeing students use the skills that we have learned in class. So for example, I taught 6th grade how to send a professional email, and then the next week of school I was out and I had a bunch of 6th graders email me and be like, Miss Cram, are you okay? Or asking me about their assignments or self-advocating or telling me something that happened in class. And it was just kind of a funny moment, but also it was really exciting because I was like, oh, we just learned how to do that, and now they're all emailing their teachers.
What gets me excited is not only am I learning things along the way, but watching their faces when it finally clicks. Watching them actually get passionate about something so new to them and so foreign to them is really exciting.
I would tell a new student to follow and try new things, that you never know if you'll like it unless you try it. It could help you choose your future. Academy has helped me to learn how to work with other students and share ideas and put ideas together to create something new and different.
My mom, she's very proud about me, and she always tells me that I can be somebody big in this world and I can make a difference in this world, and that even pushed me even harder to keep going with my dreams.
Up next is Jesus Morola's Expressive Arts Vanguard, where the principal has implemented a pretty impactful reading initiative that focuses on social-emotional learning and improved reading comprehension.
That sounds like a principal who's leading the campus to do more than just teach the test.
Well, students at Jesus Morales have excelled in reading. In fact, not only do they have some of the highest scores in the district, they have surpassed surrounding charter schools and school districts in reading. Let's take a look.
I'm gonna give you 2 minutes. You're gonna read it on your own, and at the bottom, you're gonna write what you think this poem is about.
I think some of the challenges were that students didn't like to read, and it would be like a back and forth of, I'm not gonna read it, or I don't wanna do this, I don't wanna do that, I don't wanna do this. That was a big problem, because if you're not reading, you're not comprehending. When it came to test, it was difficult for them to read because they had never read before. That was one of the main struggles that they were dealing with.
How do we promote a love of reading campus-wide? Because oftentimes you'll see students say they hate to read or it's boring. They struggle reading, they struggle understanding what the author was saying. And so introducing novels and pertinent novels to the time, like novels that are part of our time and a part of our students' culture, And incorporating that has changed and transformed completely, and the teachers have bought into it as well. And so we have come up with these reading breaks that now we use campus-wide, where students get the opportunity to go ahead and read independently, and they can read comic books, they can read graphic novels, they can read novels, they can read magazines, but just getting the idea of the kids reading and them wanting to read. It was huge, and that's been a big theme on this campus.
It's a reading break. Grab a book, read, because think about it, they've been in school 8 o'clock, 3:30, and all of their things are basically planned out for them. Their whole entire day is planned out. So by giving them these reading breaks, they're allowed to relax, chill, read something that is fun for them, and then come back, and I could say that they're more energized.
Just ran away to go find a book. Yeah. One of my favorite books is like Babysitter's Club or like Sisters. I enjoy that like we get to like choose our own book, and it doesn't matter like what book that we get to read.
The students picking their own books, it gives them power. So by doing that, like I said, it sparks their interest and gets conversations started, going back to them turning to a friend and telling them what it's like. Not only that, but they're going home and they're telling parents and they're telling younger siblings.
Anybody will take more ownership of what they're learning if they got a piece to play in it and if they got a choice to it. So, when we let the students choose what they want to read, they become so much more invested. They become so much more engaged because it's something that they themselves wanted to read.
When we choose books, we go to her library.
A library is the cornerstone of a school. And so kids now go to the library and get 4 or 5 books. I think because we all have drank the special sauce, so to speak, the students are following as well. Because we all believe on this campus that you have to know how to read and you have to know how to write in order to do anything.
You need reading for everything, whether it's science, whether it's social studies, math. It's everywhere that you go, and you'll need it for the rest of your life.
Right now we have been doing like different types of poems, and then we got to like write our poem, and then eventually we're gonna do like a contest.
Today in class, we were going over poetry. That's what our unit's about. And before, I had students didn't know what a line was, didn't know what a stanza was. So every poem that we do, we go through and we number the stanzas. And usually that helps them with questions, especially when they go back to the text. They know exactly where to find it.
Our poem is called Traveling.
The amount of excitement the students have is really amazing. Not only that, last year I taught a bunch of siblings I have this year. And those siblings go home and they tell their younger siblings, they tell their parents. And parents are excited whenever their younger siblings are in my class because like, oh, they're gonna get to read this book, they're gonna get to read that book. They're already excited about it.
Novel studies, hands down, are what keep these kids engaged and are what giving them the success that they are getting. If you're going to do novel studies, make it pertinent and aligned to what the students are going to see later on. So that way they can remember the skills that they learned while reading an exciting book and take those skills when they have to go onto the STAR and remember, oh yeah, this is how I analyzed what the author's purpose was, or this is how I analyzed the figurative language. Tying it in and aligning it is what's crucial. And so making sure that the teachers understand those expectations. And I'd say then you got a good recipe for success.
That excitement translates to more engagement. I think the engagement really is helping with the scores as well, because they're engaged, they're on it, and they're focused.
As an educator, the biggest thing that myself or anybody can give to kids is an experience of well-roundedness. And so if they can read and write, then it doesn't matter what they choose to do later on in life. Once they leave these doors of Jesus Morales, I know they'll be okay.
It's pretty cool to see the unique ways Dallas ISD is engaging students in the classroom and beyond. And as the first choice for education in the city, there are many more opportunities available to families. In the meantime, visit dallasisd.org/yourneighborhood to explore more choices and opportunities available in Dallas ISD.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of School Zone Dallas.